Goose is the light of the Staben family.
Loves everybody, everything.
But they knew their big ball of love needed some serious training.
He marks, he tears up everything, he screams. It's like a bark, but more like a yodel. He is excited about everything, horrible on a leash.
Sarah Staben searched for local dog trainers and came across Duke City Dog Academy in Albuquerque and the owner, Renee.
The first call I had with her, she said she was getting off a session working with the police dogs for the Albuquerque Police Department. And I thought, well, if she can train a police dog, surely she can train my ridiculous lab. The initial stage was a $1,200 deposit and then $1,600 for a total of $2,800 for 5 weeks of dog training.
Renee took Goose for 5 weeks of training on November 8th. Her assistant texted the Stabens almost immediately with updates about Goose's progress, but no pictures or videos at first. And when the pictures finally did come,
he had a leash around his neck and he was looking back at the camera with his ears slicked back, which is not usual for him, and he looked thin in the picture.
Goose was supposed to go home mid-December. Text messages show Renee's assistant, Amber, said her boss usually doesn't like to send them home the same week as Christmas, as it's hard on the families to manage. Then explained their office would be closed until January 2nd for the holidays, but assured the family training would continue during that time.
January 2nd came around when they were supposed to be back in office, and I said, hey, Amber, I'd love a go-home date today, and I'd love a phone call with Renee.
Sarah says that phone call never happened, and still no go-home date. After a week of failed attempts, Sarah turned to the biggest pet group she could find on Facebook, asking if anyone had experience with Duke City Dog Academy.
One of the first comments was, Lisa Berry is bad news. You need to get your dog back immediately. Who the hell is Lisa Berry? I gave my dog to a woman named Renee.
Others online said the Stabens should check out Love and Care Boarding and Grooming in Albuquerque, a kennel connected to the mysterious Lisa Berry.
Kennel is putting it generously. It is a rundown duplex with a stop sign in front with bullet holes.
The couple spotted Goose right away.
At least a dozen dogs in there in horrible conditions, in cages, no, roofing of any kind, protection from the elements, and just poop everywhere.
No answer at the business's door, and still no response from Renee or her assistant. The Stabens filed reports with Albuquerque Animal Welfare and the police department. Under New Mexico law, dogs are considered property. Without a warrant, animal welfare officers' hands were tied.
She lied to me about where my dog was, when it was coming home, what her identity was, what she was doing with my dog, her location.
We went to the business to check for ourselves.
Closed sign, but we'll try it. And this is regular business hours. It says they should be open. It's 3:45.
And that's when we met Jonathan Steinberg.
I just came back to see if I could hear my dogs, and I swear I hear one of them in there right now.
He's in the same position as the Stabens. Jonathan handed over his 2 labs, Duncan and Cooper, to Renee a week after Goose went to training.
And how much money did you pay her for this?
Over $7,595.
Was it all going as
No,
planned?
everything was going as fine in the beginning, and then when it came to the time when they were getting picked up, I started calling and calling and calling. She would not give me, I swear that's my dog.
I see one of them, Is that you? That is you, Cooper. One of my dogs is in here right now.
We were there as animal control officers checked the property for the second time in as many days. Still, with no permission to enter the property, they left this signed complaint on the door against Lisa Berry. Court records show she has a bench warrant for not showing up to court for an uncleanliness of property and intact animal charges in October. She faced misdemeanor animal abuse charges in Valencia County in 2018, connected to videos of dogs attacking and killing rats. A quick Google search pulls up her past businesses, including Custom Canine Performance. Reviews say she claims to be a trainer, but holds dogs captive there. None of her business lines work because she's a fraudster. Had my dogs for 2 months residential training, lost 20 pounds, about 20% of his weight. Google reviews of Duke City Dog Academy say, money-making scheme where they pretend to train your dog. Disgusting. Not a doubt in my mind that Duke City is neglecting animals under the guise of training. A day after our initial visit to this property and a request for information through the Animal Welfare Department, officers got permission to enter the property. They found 35 dogs, including Goose.
Goosey! Goose!
Officers returned him to the Stabens more than 20 pounds lighter, covered in feces, with visible abrasions on his mouth.
Now that he's home, I feel physically sick from the stress. It's a huge relief that he's okay, but it's horrifying.
I've been cleaning this second since I started with my dad years and years ago, and I've been at it as a my room for over 20 years now.
An acequia is a ditch that comes off of a bigger river, usually a river source, and it's used to water agricultural fields, livestock.
I got my son out here with us today, and he's 17, and hopefully he'll carry on the tradition.
This teaches me, like, you have to be a good guy.
It's really fulfilling. One of my favorite things too is getting to be with some of, the more experienced people who are out here, people like my dad.
My grandma Lucy texted my mom and told my brother to do it, and I was like, I'll do it with you. So me and my brother just out here.
As the water flows through the land, it's kind of like a body that has the heart and the veins that pump blood into your body.
It's the big part that we have to go through every day, that water. I watch it there, mijo. You got yourself there.
It's hard, but it's pretty good. You meet nice people, have nice talks.
For some people, it's all about community, it's all about neighbors, it's all about helping each other.
I'm out here just to take part in the tradition and to get outside and get in touch with the roots.
If we don't get the people involved today, and it's a very possible that these traditions might get lost.
The big all-encompassing question is when we hang up our hats and head north to our maker, the question is, who's next, or who's going to take over after I'm gone? And a lot of the families, I think, are kind of grappling with that now.
Those few that come out every year, it's good to see, but the numbers are getting less and less, and it's really sad.
If we can get educated on the acequias, it'd be great, and the more help we have, the better for us to be able to keep this tradition and culture up.
It's important for us as people to kind of remember where we come from and what we rely on. I would encourage young people to get involved in whatever way they can. Get your hands literally in the dirt. It can do wonders for how you can feel about things.
Without water, nothing will ever survive. People, animals, land, agricultural, trees, you name it. Without water, there's no life.
Agua es vida.
Water is life.
It's life.
Water is life.
If you see back there, that back room over there, that's my room.
And that's where you first smelled the smoke?
Yeah.
Asaya Chavez says a school lesson proved to be very useful over the weekend.
One day, firefighters came, and they told us what to do and stuff like that. And then, so when I smelled like when the firefighter said, if you smell this smoke, get out the house, I smelled that exact same smoke. So I told my grandma, let's get out. There's a fire.
Asaya's grandma, Ana Jaramillo, was the only adult home at the time with her 4 young grandkids.
If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be here. It was hard, but Asaya's the one that had it. He did what he did. Took the kids out, the youngest ones. Then he said, Grandma, get out, hurry. And we got
Santi out.
Then, in a true Big Brother fashion, Asaya ran back in for his 2 younger siblings.
I got Armani out first because she's little, and then I got JJ out, and then after I got out, everything started blowing up, boom, 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 because my grandma's oxygen tanks. So they started like blowing up everywhere, and then the second I got out, everything just started blowing up.
The 9-year-old says it was like a scene from an action movie.
When the firefighters came out, they seen me coming out with him. They see me coming out, and then after I came out, they just started pulling all the hose and like watering all of it and stuff.
They saw him bringing the babies out, and they asked him, how did you know this? And he told them at school. And they're all like, you are a little hero.
The family moved into this house only a month ago, but now all that's left is charred wood and burnt toys scattered through the yard.
It's hard. We have nothing left, but you know what? That's okay. We have each other. We're still here. We didn't lose anybody. We could always replace everything else, but we can't replace the life. So I'm really, really thankful for being here. I'm thankful to my grandson.
No justice, no peace.
The phrase is simple.
No justice, no peace.
The heartbreak is not.
My son still has no justice.
Leroy Garcia, murdered in 2017.
These teenagers are kids killing kids, and she lost her life for nothing, for $20.
Alana Gamboa, shot and killed in her car on the 4th of July.
She was 10, she was 6, she was 3, he was 15 months, and I was pregnant with him when all this happened. And now look at how big they are, and we still don't have justice for this. This is not okay.
Brothers Carlos and Joe Baca, murdered in 2016.
But he was 19 and 18, they're babies still. Their whole life ahead of them.
Best friends Nicolas Ortega and Marcos Perez killed at a house party in June.
Their lives were cut short for what? You know, for stupid reasons.
One of Ortega's sisters helped organize Monday's Stand for Justice rally.
No justice, no peace.
The gun violence has got to stop. It's got to stop. Yes. You know, that's all there is here in the state of New Mexico.
I didn't wake up into it until I lost mine. And now I'm researching and I'm looking at how many kids have lost their lives, and it's so sad.
Our thought is if we can stop some of the teen violence, we can stop some of the adult violence too. But we're going to have to do it one step at a time.
APD's website shows there have been 70 homicide cases so far this year. Investigators have solved 39 of them.
That's why we chant, no justice, no peace, because there is no peace, because we are not getting justice.
Honk for justice! Yeah!
This group already has the support of the New Mexico Crusaders for Justice, who are dedicated to helping families navigate their loss and advocating for stronger laws.
We're here to support them, just like, a lot of them come out to support the Crusaders, and we wanted them to know that they're not alone. All the cars passing, they're honking, they're tired of the gun violence too. Our whole community is tired of the gun violence.
Mexico laws are weak.
We want justice for everybody. If we could get it for everybody, we would. It's going to take time. It's going to take a lot of energy, but we're going to make it. We're going to get through this.
No justice, no peace.
Every case is different, but the goal is the same.
We just want justice. We want the laws to change.
They're not forgotten. They're still in our hearts. They're still in our memories. We're the ones that go home and cry at night for our families. We're the ones that mourn for them. I believe if we got justice, will that mask the pain? No, but it will help.
Offense! Move the ball! Offense! Yes! Yes!
Michelle Ackerson-Carter isn't your typical cheer coach. A typical coach doesn't wear a badge and a gun to practice.
Monarchs, stay tight. Monarchs, stay
Every day she steps into Manzano High School's cheer room, two worlds collide.
When I was in high school, freshman year, my mom said that you needed to pick a sport.
She ruled out basketball and went for cheerleading. Ackerson-Carter went on to cheer for years afterward.
Since I was 5, I remember going to Grand Central Station with my mom, and I saw a police officer with a canine, And I said, that's what I want to do when I get older. That's what I want to do.
She made that dream a reality almost 7 years ago when she joined the Albuquerque Police Department. Ackerson Carter has been a school resource officer for 3.
I've got kids that told me, I don't really like cops. I don't want to be around cops.
She only saw that as an opportunity to change their minds.
They see me as a coach, so it makes me a little bit more approachable to them, and they see me as a person. I'm building that bridge with these kids that used to not like police officers.
Coach Ackerson Carter has gained a 3rd title in the past few seasons too, mentor.
For them to be able to work through decisions that they've made, either continue with the good decision or take consequences and move forward and learn from them. These cheerleaders see a female officer and think, wow, I can do anything.